Please help me welcome, for the first time, the very funny Kal Mansoor, everybody. Kal.
Good evening, guys. Don't worry, there will be subtitles above my head if you can't understand what I'm saying. And no, I am not the guy from the Harold and Kumar movies. I know one of you were thinking it. Don't lie to me. Everyone always thinks I'm every other Indian actor. Are you the guy from Master of None? No. Are you the guy from Life of Pi? No, sir, that child was 12. But thank you. Unless I'm trying to clear immigration at JFK. Then yes, I'm the kid from Slumdog Millionaire. I do get randomly selected at airports a lot, as you can imagine, because of my North Korean appearance. And yet I enter the Hamilton lottery every single fucking day. Never once randomly selected. Not once. So, when my parents moved to England in the 1950s, along with lots of other Indian people, there was a bit of resentment because England had colonized India and killed hundreds of thousands of people because they had nothing else to do that day. So they didn't adjust to England that well. I, on the other hand, loved growing up in England. I didn't want to go to India and work in IT, which is exactly the job I ended up doing in England. That's progress. There's been a lot of anti-immigrant sentiment in the US and all over the world recently. But after the hurricanes in Texas and Florida, everyone needs immigrants now. Because immigrant dads know how to rebuild everything, don't they? Everything. From scratch, with nothing but a spatula and some scotch tape. That's it. If there was an immigrant dad on Apollo 13, that shuttle would have been delivered to the moon in 30 minutes or less. Or NASA would have got their money back. I'm going to be a terrible immigrant dad. I don't know how to rebuild anything. I'm just going to tell my son to Google everything. I'm an actor as well, and the other day I had to audition for a State Farm commercial, and then right afterwards I had to audition for a TV show as a terrorist, because I like to go against type. And I wouldn't have had time to get changed in between. So I had to pick which one I was going to dress for. So either a friendly neighborhood State Farm agent that looks like a member of ISIS, or a member of ISIS that looks like a State Farm agent. So I picked the TV show because that's more important to me. So I turned up to my State Farm agent audition looking like a jihadist. And my audition was basically just this. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there to kill you! That's racist, don't laugh at that. One of the good things to come out of Trump being elected was, all of a sudden, all of these American women wanted to marry me. You didn't before. Because they all wanted a backup plan to go to England. But what they don't understand is, that means I have to go back to England as well. It took me so long to move here. It was like 7 years and 20 grand on immigration lawyers. I'm not leaving now. I'm sticking this shit out. What do I get out of that deal? After I moved here from England, I went to Williamsburg. That's an interesting place. There's a fine line between hipsters and terrorists for me. Both have big beards, both wear hats, both hate mainstream culture, both sell oil at ridiculous prices. The main difference being that one has a $7 latte in his hand, the other has a detonation device. Both equally as infuriating to me, really. If you walk through Williamsburg, you'll just see lots of like record stores and vintage clothing shops with brand new products, all marked up for hipsters to buy while they complain about how inauthentic the world around them is. Which is kind of what ISIS do. Yeah. They complain about being oppressed and they extort people with costs that they have to pay. And they all, they long for the olden days when if you wanted to send someone a dick pic, you had to take a photo of it, go to CVS, get it developed, and then mail it to them. So I have a foster dog as well at the moment. His name's Bradley. And he's like the Ferris Bueller of dogs. He figured out how to open my fridge while I wasn't there. So I blocked the fridge off with the crate, and then he climbed on top of the crate and opened the freezer. Smartest motherfucker I know. He's probably out robbing a bank right now. All right, you've been great, folks. Thanks very much. Good night.
Clap it it up for Kal. Keep it going for Kal. Keep it going for Kal.